so now I'm going to do the dishes. I'm going to wash them. I'm not looking forward to that. And then I'm going to get dressed for today and do my chores. So I'll take you along with me in the 1950s. Today is February 6th, 1950. Okay, so now I'm getting dressed for the day. Back in the 1950s, the housewives or wives would get dressed for the day no matter what. They would always put on a face, and wing liner was actually popular back in that time. I'm very shocked to see that. I've been working on my wing liner all week long, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Here I am setting powder so my concealer will not move for the day, and I'm going to dust it away there. Now, I was very excited about this lipstick. This lipstick came out in 1950. It's called Fire and Ice. However, it is a little light, so I followed up with Sephora Always Red. So now I'm taking out my rollers. I actually rolled my hair for this video, and no, I didn't get it straightened. I just simply straightened it with the rollers. Okay, so now I'm moving on to dusting. Honestly, I don't dust as much as I should, so that's why I look uncomfortable. And I didn't know we had this long handle here to dust, so the pictures really needed a good dust, a good wipe down. And earlier when I was making the bed, Keisha normally makes the bed because she gets up later than me, so whoever gets up last makes the bed, and it's normally always Keisha because I go to work earlier than she does. So here I'm just dusting down my record player area, and I really wish I would have closed that up because I think I ruined the needle with all that dust that was coming off. Now I'm vacuuming everything that came off of those dusty pictures, and this part was fine. The vacuum cleaner that I have actually vacuums the hardwood as well, so it's easy to do it all with one machine. And now I'm using that same vacuum cleaner to clean the sofa. The sofa gets very, very dirty. I don't understand why. We don't even sit in here, but it does hold dust. I don't know if it has to do with the fabric of the sofa. So there I am cleaning the sofa. Please ignore that AD book. I don't think AD was out in the 1950s. So remember in my last video that I did a clean with me, I cleaned the table with that microbrand that's not meant for wood. We actually have antibacterial pledge spray that Keisha found, so that's what I use to clean the wood now. Here I'm just vacuuming up the area where we ate. Alright, so now it's time for laundry. This is actually my second load of the day. So here I am making my grocery list and I'm planning for the week. So we're going to the farmer's market as well as Kroger to get our produce and food for the week. And here are fresh flowers that I got from the farmer's market. And here's an overview of some of the produce. When I came home, I cleaned all of the produce and I put them away in their bins for the week. Okay, so now I am preparing dinner. I just peeled the potatoes and they are soaking in that blue bowl there while I get the dessert on. The Jell-O was a staple back in the 50s. It's easy to make and I honestly did not feel like baking a pie. So this is actually my first time making Jell-O, and the recipe called for 1 cup of hot water mixed for 2 minutes and then 1 cup of cold water. So I mixed that up and then you're supposed to let it set in the refrigerator for 4 hours. So this is why I made the dessert first, because I knew it needed to set the longest amount of time. So now I'm back to my potatoes. I'm going to chop them up. I am not Keisha. We all know that my chopping skills are not up to par, but that's okay because, you know, they're all going to marry and mesh well together for mashed potatoes. I think I used maybe 2 to 3 individuals and 3 little small petite potatoes. This meal lasts us for lunch and dinner, so I needed to make sure I cut up enough. So I know that song is very popular right now, but it actually came out in the 50s, so I couldn't wait to use it for this video. So as you've seen, I've changed my clothes for the day. Back then, it was very customary for the wife to change her clothes up to 3 times a day, just because, you know, when your spouse came home from work, you want it to look presentable while they've been out in the world all day long. So I prepared a nice meal for us. I lit the candles, and of course I'm setting the table again for dinner. There's the meatloaf there, and I know it looks a little but that's okay because Keisha wanted gravy with it instead of ketchup, so that's why it looks that way. But it was delicious, especially with the gravy over top. Okay, so dinner is done and now it's time for dessert. I was very shocked that the Jell-O set. It was 4 hours and it turned out perfect. I must, however, admit that I prefer the store-bought Jell-O over the homemade Jell-O. Next time I make it, I'll add some fruit, so maybe that'll jazz it up a bit for me. Time to remove the makeup. I actually purchased a Pond's makeup remover that was very popular in the 50s, so I knew I wanted to try it, and I was praying that it did not break me out or clog my pores, and it did not. It actually felt very relaxing and smooth going into my skin, so I used that to remove my face makeup. I was afraid to use it on my eyes. So I had fun making this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Yes, I know times weren't this simple for African Americans back in the 50s, but I do subscribe to eating together as a family. I definitely subscribe to cooking a meal, and of course I love all things homemaking. So please take the video in the lightheartedness that it was made. Thank you so much for watching.